Been a long week. What?
Oh, you just made me laugh, bro.
Damn, I'm not funny looking? Come on, man.
Come on. Yo.
What happened? Bone sticks on the funny looking.
Nah, chill, man. Yo, chill, man. Chill.
It's been a long week for you guys with everything, all the games, Ed and James. Today's your first official practice with James. What have the early conversations with him been like, and kind of what do you expect?
It really hasn't been no early conversations. We just, going into practice and just gonna try to figure everything out. Everything is new for everybody, so just gonna see, what spots everybody like. Go through the plays, he give his insight on things, and other players get their insight on things as well. And we just go from there. I guess, like Russ said a couple of days ago, it's not just gonna mesh, right away. It's gonna take some time. He just came along, so don't look at it as like, oh, it's not clicking, it's not working yet. We think this game 5, or we in game 5 or something like that. Going to 6. Yeah, so it'll work out.
James actually brought your name up when he was talking about you guys having an unselfish roster, saying that like if yourself is cooking, if Norm is cooking, like guys have no problem kind of letting you do your thing. Is that the sense you get already, that like even with this many dudes that can do their thing, like everybody's kind of just willing to let each other do what they got to do?
Yeah, most definitely. You see Kawhi and P had it rolling. I think I had like 2 kickouts, but I know Kawhi was, the open man. I pump fake and found Kawhi in the corner. He's a high hand, so I feel like we do have a very unselfish team, and we like seeing others, keep going and keep winning. I say that when you're scoring and you're feeling excited, I feel like you're winning in life. So, and also I feel like you're making your teammates and the team better as well. But just. Man, I feel like we really do have an unselfish roster though, and James, he has proven that as he's unselfish too. He led the league in assists last year, so that explains he's definitely unselfish.
Bones, as a scorer, when you think of Russ, PG, Kawhi, and James Harden together on the floor, what goes through your mind?
Man, dynamic. Each guy can, score. Each guy can, facilitate. So, I feel like it's going to be really hard for, defensive teams to adjust to us. We have so many guys that can do everything. I feel like you won't be able to double as much. So it's definitely a dynamic thing that's going to be on the floor, all the guys at once.
How have you guys handled some of the doubles? I know you guys were shorthanded today. Kawhi and PG have seen a lot of doubles. Have you played off those kind of the way you've hoped? Has Ty been happy with those? You guys been happy with those?
What, the way we've been playing off the double teams?
Yeah.
A little bit. We still have some cleanups that we can make. It's not perfect, but we're trying to adjust to it in the middle of the game, and also in practice just going over some double team coverages. But I feel like we definitely have been because we've been winning. And that just shows that Kawhi and P, they have been unselfish. They're willing to pass out of their double teams and trusting their teammates. So I feel like it's been a good thing for us.
Bones, talk about your confidence level. I feel like you have no problem playing with stars.
Yeah.
And then just thinking back at the playoffs, like you did a clear out on Chris Paul several times. Like you got this dog mentality to you. When did that start for you? And just talk about that mentality too with the group.
Confidence level for me, it comes from how I grew up, how I was raised. I feel like just that street ball, mindset, growing up playing in the parks all day. And it really started when guys, I'll go to the park and they tell me I can't get on because of the old heads. You gotta pay homage, you gotta pay respect to the old heads that's on. But one day I just stepped on the floor and I told them they're not gonna be able to get me on the floor off the court. So, and I feel like my confidence had built from there. And ever since then, I'm like, I belong. And that's something I carry with me my whole life.
And just piggybacking off that, I remember you were in the combine, the NBA draft combine, and I was like, yo, who is that out there? Because bro, your confidence level was the same, even in those type of situations.
Yeah.
Like, has it ever wavered for you since you've been in the league too? Even playing with Jokic and then coming over here and then playing with the stars that you have.
Yeah, my confidence has never wavered. It always stayed the same, always stayed high. Even when I was on the Nuggets, just stay high. I play with a lot of superstars, a lot of guys who are stars and stuff like that. So I feel like it's just never wavered for me. It always been, high. I just always like, guys, when I'm on teams with superstars, I just always like to tell them they can trust me.
Bones, it feels like you can always get to that step back 3 whenever you want to. It's a pretty big part of your game.
Yeah.
Is any part of that based on watching James do it?
James, I feel like James has made it like worldwide, but I'm not gonna lie, I've been doing the sidestep thing since I was young. I'm not gonna lie, but he has made it like a real famous worldwide thing. But I mean, I have tapes when I was younger, high school, like just me doing that, But James has definitely no discredit to James. He has definitely made it a worldwide thing and a thing that's a lot of people has given James that credit for.
You were in this situation last year that was hard, where you come in and there's like 20 games left.
Yeah.
And you have to learn everything in such a condensed amount of time. What's the advantage, you think, to have 7 games to learn each other as a group instead of 20?
Yeah, it was rough last year, man. It was really rough. Coming right in, like I said before, trying to move from Denver to here, worrying about moving your stuff from house to house. Then on top of that, learning all plays, learning teammates, learning coaches, learning medical staff, learning training staff, learning just everything. Everything's new to you, so you have to have a clear mind, but at the same time, it's like your mind is so clogged up with everything that's going on, and you're being hit at once with everything. So, just like, coming in, 7 games in, 6 games in, or 5, whatever it is. But I feel like we're on a good page. We went through preseason together, training camp, and even summer activities what we had in Vegas. So I feel like we're on a good page. I feel like everybody's on the same page. So it's definitely been a good thing. I'm not all over the place with everything. Familiar with a lot of things. So it has helped me have like a clear mind.
Bones. The in-season tournament starts today around the league. Your guys' first game is next week. When you first heard about the in-season tournament idea, what were your thoughts? And like the fact that a trophy's at stake this early in the season, like, is that extra motivation for you guys?
I'm not even gonna lie, I don't even know what's going on. I don't even know what's going on. I don't even know how it works. I don't know anything, honestly. I'm just looking at the schedule. I see on the schedule say like a trophy next to one of the games. I'm like, I feel like the trophy's supposed to be in July, but why is there a trophy? I don't know what's going on. I'm not gonna lie. All I know is I'm just trying to win the games. That's all.
Well, if you win enough of the games and you make the final and win, that's an extra $500,000 for you. Does that motivate you?
Yeah, for sure. Anything like that, for sure. But most importantly, just trying to rack up some wins.
But Paul, you got a chance to play with Kawhi, Paul, and Russ already. You started to envision what it might look like as a guard tandem, different lineup with James out there.
Like I said, you can't say how it would be. I feel like you just gotta go through it. You gotta go through practice by practice and game by game. You can't just say how it's gonna be, early. But I do know that these guys are unselfish, and regardless of like who's on the floor, I mean, we all know like we have tons of scores on the team, tons of guys who's unselfish. So I really feel like it'll work.
Does this team still feel like it's top to bottom? Like obviously Kawhi's won it all, but everyone else kind of has something to prove. Whether they be young, trying to make a name for themselves, trying to win a championship. Does it feel like everyone kind of top to bottom has something to prove?
Yeah, most definitely. And then on top of that, it's 4 guys who's superstars that are from LA. So that's something else that they're taking pride in. Not letting their state down, their city down. So James coming over, just adding on to that. So that's something that they wearing on the front of their chest and on the back. So it's something that I feel like we got to take pride in as well. For myself, having those guys back, going out there and making sure that they can trust me and trust my teammates as well.
Bones, talk about Paul. I mean, you were with him during the summer too as well.
Yeah.
Bro, he's making some tough shots.
He's on the tear, man. He's on the tear. He's on the
like
tear.
just talk about this year, like what you see from him, bro, especially with that and the difficult shot making.
Man, he's on his bully, like you said. He's letting it be known. He's not taking a step back, and I always read this. He got it in front of his shoes to say like, be dominant, and that's something that like, when I read the front of his shoe, I'm like, man, like that's something that I take pride into, being dominant, and that's what he's been doing, honestly, game by game. His shot selection, it's like everything going in, he's smooth out there, and most importantly, he just aggressive, and that's something that I take pride in on my end as well. I definitely salute P for that, for being aggressive and leading the way for us, because that's what we need.
Thanks, Bones.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bones.
Yeah.
Let's get ready for Hoop Jab.